So these are some cleaned up versions of some drawings, papers that we already did a video on. If you remember, if you've seen the video, this was quite a mess over here, but we spent some more time and got everything organized on here better. We've got so much to do, we just can't stay focused on all of it and get everything looking just right and being just right. But anyway, this is the cleaned up version of it over here on this, and there's also the original versions of it are on this paper. And this also. All the green there, as it's already in the video, is all the magnetic excursions on there. I'm not going to explain too much of anything in this video. All the videos we have already has these explanations, so there is a particular reason why I'm making this video, not just to show you these, say, improved versions of these drawings right here. You know, there's still some stuff out of place. So this right here, that was supposed to be over there, but of course there's reasons for these things all the time. This used to be over here in line with all these other numbers of years ago. Then we added some stuff in the line, and then that didn't get moved over. So that's what happens frequently, is there's little adjustments or changes, and then some other stuff doesn't come along with the change, so it's left behind, and then things like that happen. So I'm really making this video because everything that is seen here, everything that we've put into our videos, it appears that people have a serious lack of understanding of what this is. And also, last weekend, today's Friday, the 5th of July, we emailed, I think on Monday there was a few too, but between Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we emailed approximately 400 people. And they got this right here in their email, these new improved versions of the one we did the video on. And this one, these three that I just showed you. And all those people were chosen by their expertise in these fields with everything that's in here, especially glaciologists. Some of them are, not all of them I should say, because some of them are just in the same kind of fields, and they're just picked up off of a list because their emails are available along with the glaciologists and all of them at the same universities, people all over the world. And I'm not sure what happened. I suspect that all those emails went into spam. We haven't heard back from anybody. So if they did get them, that's super concerning, because for somebody to ignore what it is that there is here, or not understand it, or just, not care, whatever, I don't know. But it probably went into spam, I don't know, but I'm too tired to even try and figure that out anymore, or work with anything, so it really seems like the minds that I wanted to wake up to what this is are just drowning in ignorance. So the people that will catch on to this information and understand it, will care to understand it, will understand it, appreciate what it is what is being shown, will be people of organized religions, Christians, Catholics, Muslims, the list, they will understand it. Not the ignorant masses out there drowning in their trust of science, crashing planets, moons popping off of the Earth, nuclear fusion suns, Big Bang, these kinds of things. So go drown in your ignorance, because in 9 days from today, I will be walking into a Christian church, and they will absolutely love what they see here. So I am going to point out one thing on here, because it's the one thing, the number one out of everything we have here, which is absolutely incredible. And like I've said already, we have far more than these videos, what's even in these videos. This goes way beyond this. But the number one that should be able to wake people up like right away is what let me get over to another paper real quick here. Yeah, let's start with this. And right here is not something that you will find anywhere on the internet, including from NASA. Everywhere in this video that I say according to NASA, I am referring to NASA's solar eclipse sorrow cycles. The knowledge that these eclipses and their alignments on the solstices and equinoxes is only known on the 2020 summer solstice eclipse and the 2039 summer solstice eclipse. All others are not known anywhere on the internet. We here at the Magnetic Wizard are apparently the only ones that are aware of them. Is this right here. I've already done a video on it, so I'm not going to go into a whole bunch. But again, these are sorrow cycles on here. And these sorrow cycles that are inside of the time, let's just say, I call it the now time. Meaning in this era that we live in, there's a stretch of time that's like 500 to 700 years on each one of these groups right here. This green group, blue and green and blue. And there's a stretch in here, as you can see, the ones that are dated right there that are not the XXX ones. You can see right there, there's no X's. And then going backwards in time and forwards in time, the X's show up, right? And beyond here, there's just straight X's. They don't occur there anymore. Every one of these is that way. You can see right here, the center line in there of the dates. Center line being, you know, we use 2020 as a marker line for basically center time as far as the now time. But you can see all those that show up in there. And then they're not there, there. So, again, I've already done a video on this, so I'm not going to go into this a whole lot. So you can already see those right there. But what those are eclipses, all on the odds of the sorrow cycles. These are the sorrow cycles numbers. They're all on the odds around on this ring right here. And again, this is the original version of this drawing. There's the credit to Jim Slater. And this is the original version of this. These are the Earth in its orbit around the sun. Each one of these is a quarter. You can see that every year the Earth and the sun align to the galactic plane on summer solstice and on the winter solstice. And then the other quarters here are the spring equinox and the fall equinox. I did remember now we didn't draw this, so a lot of people are really not aware of this. So you can go find it right there. This version, we've added the moon into these places because there's eclipses that occur at each one of these points right here. And they occur like this every 450.75 years, just as it shows right here. Again, we added the, let me go back here and show, because this kind of looks like looks like a moon, okay, but it's the Earth on here, so we dropped in something that, you know, looks more like the Earth, the blue ball here. And then we added this moon in its alignment right here. So these happen every 450.75 years, but the actual occurrence is more than every 450.75 years, because every one of these is doing that, okay? As you can see right here, the 450.75, okay? On the same Saros cycle, 139 to 139, 139. So every one of these, on the ones that are showing here, they do this right here. It's going to move from right here on this green one. These are, as it says, all dated green lines above are Northern Hemisphere winter solstice solar eclipses on Earth. So, again, what happens on winter solstice every year? This. So when there's an eclipse on these winter solstices, well, there's the moon. It stretches across here for 450.75 years. It's then going to go to the fall equinox. It's going to move from here over to there, to there, to there. An eclipse, and on these again, these summer solstice and winter solstice are eclipses with the moon, the earth, and the sun in alignment to the galactic plane with an eclipse. Now, anybody that isn't absolutely falling out of their chair from having that understanding, you're in a coma. So, and if you don't go look yourself on the Saros cycles, you're in a coma. So, again, I've already made a video on some of this, because you'll have to read through right here. There's stuff on here, like this right here. There's a real problem with the number of days that shows up on these eclipses that happen sometime before the 1582 calendar date change. There's something that's not okay with this right here. I don't know the full extent of what is going on right there with that. I haven't had the time to dive into that. But again, I will mention real quick that the X's right here, as it says right here, the X's says no Saros cycle date according to NASA. That's because these Saros cycles, they begin and they end. Now you got to ask yourself a question: how does that happen? How does that happen that these right here don't exist? They come into existence over here and then go back out of existence on every one of these, okay? If you're not asking yourself a question on that, you're in a deep coma. Something wrong with your brain. So here's center line on these groups. The purple box right here is all of these right here land on, these are on the Saros cycles. Their dates right there. These are all winter solstice eclipses. Remind you again, they land right there. Those, it's going to now move on to over to here. This 450.75, it's going to go into, from the 149, it's going to go to here. Which is then again, repeating again, fall equinox. Okay? And then they drop out of existence over here. They don't occur, and they're again, they're non-existent according to the star cycle. The blue line in there, for the most part, is an approximation of where it is on there on the timeline, but it's basically, you can see where it's the 2020 line. So you can see what I mean by an approximation, because you got 1862 to 2177, somewhere in there, and half of that, or in the middle in there somewhere, is the 2020. So the point is that 2020, yeah, that's the time that we live in right now. And all of those are there. But they didn't exist back here. Good God, what's it going to take for people to wake up out there? Absolutely. Super disappointing. 2020 line. They're all there, except for that one. Mostly there, missing one. There's the 2020 line right there. You got 1960 to, the next one up is 2275. Back here, non-existent. And there, see it just fading away after the 3038. They don't exist. Go look for yourself. What's the matter with everybody out there? 2020 line in the middle there. Look at them all. Look at them there. Look at them there. Back here, starting to fade out. 1276 is the last one. After that, it's all X's. Just like it shows right here on this wheel. Okay? Here are the ones that we're talking about right here. This section right here on the 47. There's the 47 right there. These right here are these in these quarters. There's that one. There's this one right here. 63. There's the 13. And the 31, and moving into 29 on that one. These both have, I think that's the 13 and the 15, but anyway, you can see, like, look at this one here. As you can see right here, this moves backwards back there, and there are two more that show up that aren't on here, and then there's nothing here. What is that? That's the 31. The 31. Yeah, here. So anyway, you can see these same right here. There they are. Non-existent. According to NASA, they never were back here, or forward from here. They only exist right here. This only does this right here. Oh no, 4 of these right here. 2020 line. This one right here, you can see, that's why we use the 2020 as a marker line, is because that one right there, the SAR cycle 137, look at how many of them there are there. Look how many there are down here. 2020 line. And a bunch there, or 3 of them show up. 4 of them. 2 that do, 2 that do not. 2 that do, 2 that do not. And then non-existent. All the way through. Anybody watching this video and can't grasp that is, yeah. Anyway, I'm done with this video. In 9 days from here on, I'm going to be making a video every day for the countdown until I walk into a Christian church and show them these drawings. And they will absolutely grab onto it. They will understand it. Unlike everybody else out there. I'm done.